Alright, what up YouTube? It's Luca and welcome back to my single player Minecraft survival world. For some of you this might be the first time you are ever seeing this world. I don't really often make a video on it, but today is kind of a special day. It's the end to a series that never really was, because I never really made a big thing out of it. But over the past, like a year and a half, I've been doing some projects over on this world that's, just for myself. And occasionally I'll make a video on that, just showing off what I built, kind of talking about the building process itself. And yeah, just showing it off. And yeah, a year and a half I made the first of these videos when I really wanted to show off that I had completely torn down an ancient city and built my own castle on top of it. It was pretty cool. And after this video I went out on a mission to build similar castle-like structures in every biome. So about, almost exactly a year ago I showed off the one that I made in the End, where I basically took over an entire End island and turned that into my fortress, basically. And then a couple of months ago, I think it was maybe around August or something, I finished the Nether castle and showed that one off in a video as well. However, I did say in that video that I wanted to do one more, an underwater castle, and that's why we're here today. I've finally found the time to work on it, because everything's been really busy ever since that video, basically. But yeah, over Christmas break I finally got most of the work done on it, and it's finished today. So yeah, let's not waste any more time and get straight into it. This castle is definitely a lot smaller scale than the others, but you'll see as we make our way through it. So before we begin, if you end up enjoying this video and want to show that support, either by liking, commenting, subscribing, whatever means, then make sure you do. And yeah, let's get in here. Alright, so it's a pretty sunny day out today, and this is where I've decided to build my underwater castle. An ice sea or an iceberg sea. It's I'm not really sure what this biome is called exactly, but I wanted to build it here because I thought it'd be pretty fitting, It's all this ice on top, and then you just have a fortress laying beneath. So I thought that thematically made sense, but also I thought that there would be plenty of space between the icebergs and the ocean floor, which that was something that I wasn't really correct about, because there's really not that much space. The water's not that deep around here, but regardless, I still went ahead with it. So there it is. You can see it down there in the water, and yeah, let's just dive right in. Alright, here it is in a bit more detail, a bit more clarity. Now that we are actually underwater and have the night vision from the conduit, you can see it a lot clearer. Oh, hello. So let's start the tour. Basically, I'll just be walking around, basically, while I'll be explaining how I built this, basically how some of the designs work, how I came up with them, and just kind of how the building process went, just like the other videos. So at the corners of the castle, we have these 4 towers, and I think these actually look really nice. They kind of remind me of an hourglass. This was the first thing I came up with for the castle, and then the rest, like the walls and stuff, were just kind of based or just designed to fall in line with this. So yeah, like I said, looks like an hourglass. I'm a fan of this design in particular. So yeah, and in the top ones, you might notice that we have the conduit power. It's because over here in the top ones, there's actually a compartment for a conduit. So all 4 of these towers have a conduit in their top compartment. So we'll be able to get its benefits for a wide range around these towers. And then we have the walls on either side. They may look like they may look really curvy and really complex, but they are pretty simple, all things considered. We have some windows, and then just, yeah, I don't know, some reinforcements, I guess, in between them. We have an extra big window in the middle to make it all symmetrical. And yeah, on top, there's not really much going on. We have the dome covering the courtyard, which we will talk about later. But yeah, that's the outside. It's pretty standard, or like I said, it looks complex, but it's actually pretty simple. So yeah, let's actually go inside. So yeah, here at the front we have these like ultra wide windows that kind of look like eyes. I'm also a fan of that design. And you can actually like kind of see straight through them into like the courtyard. So yeah, here's the entrance, and it's all filled with water. Like the hallways are just are just underwater because well, I mean, we have the conduit power. The courtyard is drained though. That's where you have the dome covering it. So yeah, these are the hallways. Their design is also pretty simple, but I actually had quite a bit of trouble, designing these hallways. Mostly because I wanted to look for way to make these floors kind of symmetrical, kind of line up and make them look pretty without really, messing up anything with the windows. Because at a certain point, to make it a little nicer, I had slabs on like, how do I activate this? I had slabs on like these blocks. But the problem with that is that it just made the view from outside really weird, because there would just be like slabs inside that would block off half of the glass blocks. So yeah, it would just look weird in general. So yeah, and then on the end we have the towers. As I said, we have this little compartment. There's one above here too, which houses the conduit. So yeah, and then here on on the sides that aren't the entrance, you have this little entrance that you can enter the courtyard. And I kind of just went ham here in the courtyard and placed kind of every single plant that I could think of. The floor is made up entirely of moss, so I dotted around some plants that I thought were appropriate for that, like the Azazelia bush, some drip leaves, the glowberries, a few spore blossoms, and yeah, then I just started dotting around bone meal, like nobody's business. But yeah, we also have some, actual animal friends here. I don't know where he is, but there's supposed to be a frog in here. Well, there's supposed to be two frogs in here actually, but yeah, I mean, one of them escaped. Like I lost him for a long time. I didn't know where he went. But then, just before starting this recording, I was walking around, kind of setting things up, making sure everything was working, and I suddenly found him like, yeah, I found him swimming around in the hallways, just kind of working his way into these little cubbies. And I can't find the other frog. There's two of the cold frogs in. Well, I put them in the courtyard, but it seems they've gone off on their own. I don't know. Everything is green around here, and he's green too. So that may cause a little bit of confusion. And of course, over here we have my throne. I've made no secret that every one of my castles needs a throne that I can sit in. It symbolizes my power, and yeah, this one is made of a combination of the prismarine bricks, which I didn't actually use any of those really in the actual castle itself. The actual castle itself is just mostly dark prismarine and normal prismarine. So yeah, there's no prismarine bricks, so I thought I would put them here in the throne, and then the inside is just quartz, which I can't really imagine that that quartz would be nice to sit on, but yeah, whatever. What do I know? So yeah, like I said, it's a lot smaller than previous castles, a lot smaller. But we've actually only covered half of this place. You may have already been able to see it, but this pond down here actually has no floor, because if you go down here, you come into the real underground sanctuary that I've built down here. Ow. Right, I landed on a drip leaf. Not my most graceful entrance. However, yeah, this is the hidden compartment. The dome, I guess, because I did try to make this like spherical, but yeah, we have we have the real floor of the pond down here. Some axolotls swimming in them. We have more frogs. We have, I believe, yeah, upstairs we have 2 of the cold ones, and down here we have 2 of the warm ones and 2 of the just normal ones. So yeah, and we have these mangrove trees around. I really like them. I think they suit this type of environment much better than any of the other trees, just because of how how weird their shapes are. So over here we have the Nether portal. On the other side of this is where we started the video, pretty much. And this was also one aspect that I did kind of struggle with, how to integrate the Nether portal into the rest of the dome. So this is ultimately what I decided on going for, a mix of prismarine and prismarine bricks. It still looks a bit old when compared to the moss backdrop, but yeah, I couldn't really think of much else. So yeah, and then on either side here we have an aquarium, also just like a smaller kind of observatory of moss that I waterlogged, and then actually grew some mangrove trees in here, or just one mangrove tree in either one. So yeah, I actually didn't know that you could place like the little mangrove propagules in like areas that were completely waterlogged. That's kind of cool. But yeah, I just let it grow, and then I think there's like 20 tropical fish in this one, and then 20 in the other one, and 1 pufferfish, for good measure. Yeah, and here's what it looks like on the other side. I honestly kind of prefer this side because of the mangrove tree. I mean, I said before that they come in some weird shapes, but I think this really seals the deal. You have these like trees basically, and then they just split off into 4 roots. That's the case with this one. It's the case with all of these over here. But then when you get to this one over here, it just kind of spawned in as a ball of leaf, and then just a little stump at the bottom. So yeah, I definitely prefer looking at this side. And then lastly, at the back here, we have actually the only really functional thing about this castle, which is kind of crazy, because most of my other castles do have a lot of function outside of their aesthetic value. The ancient castle is just my base right now, where I live. The End castle has not that much, but I guess it's kind of important to have like a base of operations there on the outer End Islands. Plus, I guess I can do some coarse farming there, as I put down some coarse plants myself. And also I store all of my End items there. And then the Nether castle has like a big tunnel to the bottom, where I can like mine for netherite. And it also has like all of the workbenches and stuff that allows me to brew potions and make netherite ingots and stuff like that. So yeah, all of them have a sizable function, which complements their form. This one though is mostly just, well, form over function. It's mostly just aesthetics. Outside of this is the only thing that is functional in here. It's a dried kelp farm. So I don't know. Can I like do something to get up here so you can take a better look? So yeah, here we have the kelp plants. If they grow, the thing that's just grown will get pushed off, and it will hit this wall of glass. It's separating the 2 segments, and it will go into the hopper and into the smokers, which will then smelt it and well, pull it down here. And we have 2 rows on either side, one below, one above. So yeah, I can't wait for 1.21 where we can make the automated crafters, and well, we can basically just make this farm self-sustaining until infinity. Whereas now I still need to put in fuel, and it looks like they've run out, which is a problem that I should probably solve soon. But yeah, anyway, that's all I got for this castle. Like I said many times before, this one is a lot more simpler and a lot more smaller scale than any of my other castles. But you know, it still seems nice to me. You know, it's less a symbol of my power and more just a happy place. You know, where I come to relax and just look at these goofy little animals wandering around. By the way, I know the lighting is kind of bad. I've had to turn down a bunch of visual settings because else the frame rate will just collapse in on itself. So yeah, it looks better with better settings. The lighting, you know, I've been playing Minecraft for like what 10 years now, and you know, I feel like lately I'm all like everything I'm just building is just for a purpose. Like I'm only building farms and other things to help me progress and do things faster. And you know that made me realize that I really need to maybe step back and do more things like this, and also take a step back to appreciate more things like this, where I just built this basically just because it's uh, it's a nice place. So yeah, that's what I really appreciate about this castle. I can come here, relax, and it doesn't really even need to serve a purpose, even though it technically does with that thing back there. So yeah, I didn't intend for this video to get all emotional or inspirational or anything, but take that advice. You know, not everything that you build has to have a function, and that goes for both Minecraft and real life. Sometimes it's okay for things to just look nice, and for that to be it. However, I do still have some interesting projects on my mind that I will probably make a video about when I eventually come around to them. Of course, if 1.21 comes out soon, I don't know when it'll come out, but then I'll make a video about it, of course, on this world as well, just like I did with the 1.20 update. And yeah, have a feeling that's going to be really fun, because honestly, what I've seen from the 1.21 update looks like it's going to be absolutely sick. So yeah, I'm excited for that. But even if it doesn't come out soon, I still have plenty of ideas to keep me and you occupied through my videos. So yeah, that's all for me. Like I said before, if you enjoyed this video and want to show that support, make sure you do in whatever way you deem fit. Either by liking, subscribing, commenting. I don't really care what you do, as long as it makes the both of us happy. And yeah, that's all for me. I hope to see you all in a good mood in another video. And I'm gonna go now. Goodbye everyone.